It's the Cable MTG
Show. So we already did a Pyrogoyf deck today in that first deck. I don't hate drafting a blue card. I don't hate drafting Dark Ritual either. Or I could just draft Pyrogoyf again. Pyrogoyf's so good. How could you ever say no to that face? Jadahem, I promise that I know 10-year-old me better than you. I promise. For the love of God. The number of people telling me what, like, my younger self would have done in the past draft is just, like, extremely arrogant. Extremely ballsy. Ooh. I suppose we'll take a Mox, huh? Look at that Academy in there. That was a joke. Sorry. I accept your apology. Trying to joke on my channel. On my stream? How dare ye? How dare ye? No jokes, no fun. Little gut action. Little gut health. This is a start. This is a start, I tell you what. No laughing, exactly. Only I may laugh. That Plunder just fucks some decks up. Flame Slash is so efficient, though. I think I'm gonna take the Slash here. I do like that Plunder gives you some fucking fuel for the gut. I do like that. Commander Door, thanks for gifting 5 subs. Congratulations to the Nerdy Steve, King Esquire, Dotphil70, Starry Soiree, and V Supreme 973. Thanks, Commander Door. That was mighty kind of you. Mighty kind. You hope Carnage Dude comes back? Carnage Dude would fit this start very well, huh? Very well. Yeah, cheers, funds. Is Academy power adjacent? So in the decks that want Academy, it's probably more important than power. If you're in the mood to force an Academy deck, there's nothing wrong with taking it over a piece of power. His Carnage Interpreter fell off. Sort of, not really. It's a good card. It's not better than Gut, right? Ooh. Back-to-back green-red. Emperor Bones is an option. Kind of like Burst Lightning. Usually I like to pair red with another color, because red doesn't have a ton of good one-drops, and Ignoble's a very good one-drop. I could try drafting mono-red. We have Mox Ruby to kind of like skip ones. Hey, Warren Fish thinks the $20 Pyrogoyf things. Yeah, that's the plan. Gonna Pyrogoyf him real good. Real good. I feel like we're just giving up a Burst Lightning here, right? It doesn't matter that much. If we end up not playing this Hierarch, we haven't given up much. You find artifacts hard to draft in 720 cube. Yeah, this is 540, but still. Or were you talking about a different cube? I suppose. I think this is my third red-green deck of the night. Am I trying to get the other Goyfs? Maybe. Ignoble does tap for black. Yeah, I liked Monstrous Rage as well in Cascadeli. I thought Monstrous Rage was very good. I'm not sure why they removed it. I don't think the person who curates the cube drafts red very much. Or red aggro. Little Bone Crusher Giant action. Black Yoshi says that they feel that they cut too many good or cool cards to try new stuff and then leave in junkers. I feel like that was a fair assessment years ago. I don't think that's super accurate with the way that they curated these days. A lot more overhaul, a lot more updates. Hey, Holiday thinks that's 71 months. Right, Vandwedge. The cube has some junkers, but fewer than any previous cube, yeah. It'd be interesting to do some like huge polling on what everybody thinks like the worst cards in the cube are. You go for a shakeup? Me too. I was surprised there wasn't a larger shakeup around the Vegas stuff. They did a small shift, adding some Bloomburrow cards in. When they first announced that they were going to be rotating archetypes, I thought that was going to happen more often. Some of the archetypes that they rotated out, like Doomsday and Hagak, they brought back really quickly. And there were a lot of other different like potential archetype shifts that weren't touched. Like they brought Twin back once. And they've had like Scape Shift in a couple of times. But there's so many people building powered cubes out there that you could draw inspiration from. There's even like nostalgic cards that people would like to play with again. Like Consecrated Sphinx and Metalworker and stuff. Not having metal, like, right now we have 2 haste boots. Really not sure why Metalworker's in here, not in here. They brought it back briefly without Lightning Greaves in the cube. And then they were like, well, this card's trash. And it's like, well, yeah. It's kind of needs that other thing. That classic card it was always played with. Do a Save Crocus versus Kill Crocus Bidwar. They did votes on it in the Discord. Everybody that follows the Discord actively had a chance to vote with a very weighted question. The phrase in the Discord was worded so weirdly. It was like, do you think Crocus should be cut, or do you think all the most powerful cards should stay in? It was like, that's an odd way to phrase your question. It kind of feels like you're leading people to a conclusion here. Do you think Crocus should be cut, or do you love playing with powerful cards? What? Like, what do you probably wouldn't phrase it like that. Moxterby and Soul Ring. That is pretty juicy. Now this really is the Minsc and Boo waiting room, huh? Still something to play turn 2 off of a ring, huh? Yeah, we really do not have very many green cards here. I wonder if we could make mono red work. I'm gonna take the Copter. Maybe I should have grabbed Fire Blast. Oh, it's right here. Nice. I'm a genius. Yeah, right, Commodore Stam. Yeah, where's the Time Vault? If we're playing all the powerful cards. Even that would be a rotation they could try that they talked about. Potentially having Time Vault in for a short season. I'm just going to take Ballista. If we were red-green, then for sure, then Stomping Ground would make sense. But I think I like Ballista and just try and wheel that dragon. I think we're the only red drafter, and I think I'm going to try and stay mono-red. Chariot's pretty good. I'm going to try. I haven't drafted mono-red, like factual mono-red in a very long time. A bit of a mill package. They have a bit of a mill package. Just a single Brain Freeze. That's all you need. That's all you need. You remember Daydrink Mono Red? Hell yeah. I do have this nice Scotch in front of me. Looking at Galvanic Discharge. Looking at this Grim Monolith. If the other dragon wheels, I think I want the Grim Monolith. Maybe that's too much mana if we don't get the dragon back, though. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, big red. We'll be trying. Could be red-black drafter. That makes sense to me. I'm pouring this very nice Scotch into this giant fucking pickle jar that I was drinking tea out of earlier. I think I might mix in a little bit of tea even. Because I am a heathen. I like Mind Collapse a lot better in mono red than in 2-color decks. Your mountains are way less precious, right? Fetch lands? Why would we want fetch lands in here? There are certainly fetch lands in the cube. Hey, Berto, 7411. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to 18 months. Not interested in Linkin Park. New or old? An Eldrazi package in Vintage Cube? I've seen Eldrazi packages in cubes before. It's not crazy. They might have even had a partial one in this cube at some point. Hell yeah, Summonuka. I'll cheers to that. Tea mixes so well, I think. Really underrated. It typically has like a softer flavor, so it doesn't cover up whatever you're mixing with. Nice. Really needed a late Raptor. Would Survival be safe in Legacy? Yeah, I think so. It's a reserve list card, though, right? I think a lot of the argument for not unbanning Survival and like Mana Drain and stuff is that they can't reprint them. And it's just like obnoxious as hell. So we lost a Haste Dragon, the Gold Making Dragon. We lost that. That's such a late Johnny. Boros definitely open hum. They can reprint Drain, they just did. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I have an artist proof of a reprinted Drain. They should unban Mana Drain in Legacy. I'd be into that. Mana Crypt, here we go. Even more fast mana, just what the deck required. Yeah, I wonder... Like, Counterspell doesn't even see play anymore. And obviously Mana Drain's quite a bit better. But, like, it doesn't really see a lot of vintage play these days. I feel like it's been power crept a bit. I think it would see play in Legacy right now, but I don't think it would see as much as people think it would. Not even a Windmill Slam pack one, pick one vintage cube card anymore. I guess it would be really good in Beans, right? In Yorion Beans. That'd be probably the best home for Mana Drain. Hey, there we go. Which one do I want, though? The Glorybringer or the Carnosaur? I think Carnosaur is actually better here. Cast that, get some sweet value. Wish I could get both of them. Mana Drain is not castable in Eldrazi. Cannot win. You can't make double blue in that deck. It's barely seeing play in Timeless. Mana Drain? Yeah, I don't really touch Timeless, but that doesn't super surprise me. Relevant data point for sure. It'd be really sweet if the Glorybringer wheeled. I don't think it will. Because our last Haste Dragon didn't wheel. Yeah, having Soul Ring and Mana Crypt is so sick. We're just going to turn 2 this Chandra every game. I was never really into them, DJ Murder. They're, like, fine. Throw it in that bag of popular bands that never really did it for me. Along with, like, Green Day and shit. I think we can just cast this Oliphant a solid amount of the time. For the love of Christ, I still do not want to talk about Linkin Park. Gonna have to pistol whip the next person who says shenanigans. Lincoln Logs? Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Ooh, Champion. Champion's fucking sick in this deck. What's harder to read, the room or draft signals? I guess it depends on if you're Twitch chat. My favorite parks in Madison? I don't go to parks very often, except for the ones that are nearby, because they're very easy to walk to. And sometimes I go to the ones that are on the lakefront to go swimming. But again, I'm usually hitting up the ones that are just like the closest to me. Wow, Lelia? Yes, please. This really came together. There's a few places that I would not describe as parks, but just like hiking areas that I really like going to. There's a arboretum. Get to see a bunch of wildlife and birds and shit. It's a ways away from me, so I've only gone there once, but I want to go back. Saw a bunch of turkeys last time. There's a bike path that goes in between Madison and Milwaukee. And it's the most, like, flat, even, like, really pleasant path in the world. Because it's designed for bikes, right? And it's wide enough that, like, bikes can comfortably pass you if you're hiking along it. And there's like shade from the trees, and you get to see like the birds and the wildlife and these like pleasant little like rivers and stuff. And you're just like walking through farmland, you know? Just the best hiking conditions ever. The last time my dad was in town, we went and walked along it and found like a bunch of wild berries and stuff growing, wild grapes. A real pleasant time. I kind of want to walk the whole thing in between Madison and Milwaukee. Like spend like 3 days hiking it. Apparently there's a bunch of like small towns in between that you can stop at and such. If you bike it, it's just 1 day though. Like a 7-hour ride. Correct in PW. Hey, thanks, Daggerhawk. Yeah, that's the thing I was worried about is like good camping spots. There's like I looked over the trail and there's like 2 places to camp, and there's like one stretch where it seems like it might be weird. Thinking about just doing it anyway. Just fucking put up a tent on the trail in the middle of the night. There's nobody around. What are they gonna do? What's the mileage? I mean, it's this distance between Madison and Milwaukee, or at least the Milwaukee suburbs. I'll probably dig up the trail. Introducing myself to farmers in the area. Yeah, maybe. There's spots where you're just like in the woods, and I don't even know if it's like national land or not. Even if you're just like set up a tent that's off the shoulder. Oh, that sounds sick, DJ Murder. That sounds really cool. Yeah, right, Trapezoid? Probably not the worst. I think I'm gonna count a Soul Ring as a land. And an Oliphant as a land. Which means this is the deck. Breathe some air, see stuff in 3D. Yeah, it is good. It is good for the soul. It's a good way to put it. As long as you're prepared, of course. Updating Stream Decker here. Yeah, you don't want to go from 1 to 100 though, Cutlass Fury. So it's not just a matter of like buying a bike and then biking 50 miles, right? It would need to be built up to. Whereas hiking is something that we've already been building up to. Hey, sup, Philaway? Nothing wrong with that in BW. When I was a kid, I always hated camping. And then when I grew up, I realized I just hated my family. that's mostly me teasing, but still. Rip the lovely Lelia. Yeah, I almost thought about baiting with Robert. Should we see some Pyromancer? Oh, nice, Death by TV. Glad that's working out. Yeah, I don't actually need somebody to repeatedly tell me to buy a bike, Cutlass Fury, when I already have a bike. I'm sure if she really wanted one, she would buy one. Hate that. Do this thing that I like. Do it. Caleb, listen to me. We've actually been really enjoying this hiking thing. Do something else. Do a thing you won't like necessarily. It's been going like really well for us and stuff. Yeah, IRL backseating. I think we just slam this dragon, right? It's always like you have this instinct to kill Fury immediately because it deals so much damage. But right now we're at 20. And the dragon, like, sort of bricks the Fury. 10-year-old Caleb would bike it. You knew him? Yeah. You wanting to get into Moto, please sell it to you? Well, if you want to get into Moto, then simply mail fucking $20 cash to... What do you mean? If you want to get into Moto, why do I have to sell it to you? This is not going well. You don't want to rent cards and you don't want to buy cards? Oh, then don't play. Fuck off. It's weird. It's weird how easy some of these answers are. Why would I give a shit what you do? Then do buy cards? Yeah, right? I don't care. I considered stealing cards. Yeah, apparently your only option left is to commit fraud? I don't know. I guess you could look into that. Can we beat this Uro? I don't even know if we can beat this Field of the Dead. What do you What do you mean Uro? Oh, this Ren alt. Marry a rich significant other, get them to buy the cards. Or you could just marry someone who already has a Magic collection. If there even is anyone like that, though. I gotta imagine anyone with like a really primo Magic the Gathering collection is already just like super snapped up, right? They can't stay on the market for long. A Magic the Gathering player. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Fats Master. Thanks for 29 months there. So Fiery Confluence doing $2 creatures buys a lot of time. I don't know if that time can be converted into damage, though, is the issue. I guess I could also Fiery Confluence the Uro. A line is to make a Ballista on 3, pass. Hope they lose their Mana Crypt flip. Hope to be able to block the Uro and ping them for 3. And then untap. So they'd be at 12. And then Confluence is only 6. And then you Fire Blast. That relies on them losing 2 Mana Crypt flips back to back and not having a removal spell for the Ballista. Just doesn't seem very likely, does it? Be at 15 again. Well, the Ballista would be for 3. Ballista for 3, Mana Crypt for 3. So, counting them gaining 3 life. You understand? Because the line involves blocking the Uro and pinging them for 3. I understand that Uro gains life. It was in my calculation. Yeah, go draft some limited cards, Circuit. Hey, MTGO Radio, thanks to the sub, thanks to 40 months there, the big 4-0. Yeah, my tolerance for people that are not willing to, like, Google is pretty low. Is this going to be a fucking 7-7? That's going to kill me so quickly. Being nice to other Magic players couldn't be me. Ain't my job. Alright, am I dead? I feel kind of dead. Yeah, this is pack. All right, we need a faster start. Faster, more aggressive. The lantern's going to stay in. It's a nice answer to Uro Hum. Hey, here we go. Here we go. I think I need more of this whiskey. I like serving with the Lalia before our land drop next turn. In case we hit a land, right? I want to get that value. No, my Death Greeter! Gambles pretty much only if a mod feels like doing them. Because I do not. I'm not a very accommodating streamer. Have you noticed? Has anyone noticed that? That's not a bad turn 3. That's not a bad turn 3 right there. That's what you imagine the deck doing? Exactly. Kind of need some fast mana, right? These hands are just not... Hey, there we go. Okay. Been these two, maybe? Now we just need something to do between turns 1 and 3. Like a turn 1 Lalia, that'd be hot. Heads! Oh no. Well, at least we got Dragon Mana. I guess if I played this out pre-combat, I would have got to exile another card. Yeah, very tempting to kill Tracker, but then I think we lose to this Hex Drinker, so I'm just going to let the Tracker do its thing, I guess. You got it, friend. No! No, come on. Hell yeah, pose. I also have an emote that predicts the future. Am I gonna get to untap with this Bonehorn? Very different from the first game. It takes 3 levels, Clyde Frog, and they level as a sorcery. So anytime they start to put mana into Hex Drinker, I can decide to kill it then. Right now I have the option of killing Hex Drinker or pinging their face, right? They're at 11 right now. I might just be able to kill them. Whereas if they invested their turn into into leveling up Hex Drinker and then killing it, now they've burned 3 mana. Then the Ballista is worth Hex Drinker and 3 mana. That's why they're not leveling up Hex Drinker, right? How do I feel about Spelljacker? Oh, I hate that fucking card. I will admit it's a lot better than I thought it was when I first saw it. The fact that you don't get your card back if they kill it is pretty fucked up. So it's certainly like better than Mystic Confluence, but the vibes are off. The vibes are terrible. Look at me winning a flip eventually. You see how the Ballistic is now giving me lethal, huh? Because I chilled on it and didn't kill the Hex Drinker immediately. Not bad. Not bad at all. They took some damage from their mana base that game. That helped me out a lot. You can see why Mana Crypt is like at its absolute best in a deck like this, where like our life total is not going to be the one that matters most of the time. Good decision to mold a 5 for a fast start. Yeah, right? I mean, when your deck has Mox at Mana Crypt and Soul Ring, you don't keep a hand that looks like this, for example. I think you keep this once you're already on 5, though. No spoilers. Yeah, you can draw a card. Yeah, I went to Wizards, their headquarters, right? And I showed up in my tattered orphan rags. And I said, "Please, Wizards, can I have a spoiler? Please." And I held out my like upside down cap. And they were like, "Fuck you, Caleb, you're washed." And then they threw dishwater at me. It was pretty aggressive, I thought. I guess I don't like running Robber into the Rebel token. That was my original plan, was to double 2-drop here. Ooh. Hello. Yeah, this is fucking... I should have played my land first. I should have attacked first. Oh well, I'm here. Yeah, you can draw another one. Yeah, I think I fucked up by not serving first, because there's no way they block, and like I could have found a land, which could matter, right? Like my curve goes up pretty high. Yeah, I did find a land, right? So I gotta have one more land in hand here. Make up for one of those mulligans, That is bad for me. Opponents over there still drawing cards. I'm over here still losing flips. Adeline. 1 mana away from being able to play that Adeline. That'd be so good. Yeah. If they block, I can play my 2-drops over Confluence. Yeah, I think it's like 0% they block, though, Ross. I don't think that matters. It was literally getting the land versus not. It's the only thing that matters there. Throwing a land away. I don't think you need to do the quantify math on the 0% line. Ooh. Can Caleb has a card? Can Caleb has a Monarch card? Oh, I forgot for a second that you get the Lelia back too. That was kind of horse shit, but might be giving me lethal. Because I can jump the gut token, right? Or I can jump the gut itself. And then I think... Or I guess that's only 8 damage. This game might come down to this crypt flip. Look at us winning a crypt flip event occasionally. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a chance you're supposed to take the intermediate step of Chandra down tick on Fury. And then the Magda clears the Chandra. But we could just fucking gut Phoenix 8 them to 1. And then on board, they've got 8 damage, and we're at 11. So, like, we would lose to a Bolt or a Haste creature out of them. Yeah, 1 more mana, maybe. It doesn't really matter. Using it for Chandra for mana doesn't really help me. That's 10 damage. Oh, they can double block. Fair enough. So they're only taking 4. Yeah, this was a good Containment Priest, Arena of Glory. Is that giving them a haster? And they have 3 cards in hand. I feel like I may have been dead regardless. Opponent doing a good job of showing why typically people don't need a mono red, right? The gold cards for being in Boros are so strong. And then you still get to play like the best red cards, right? There's no reason. You're just like the mono red deck, but you have more powerful cards and an actual early game. Because red just doesn't have enough quality early game cards in this cube. Kind of a close game, all things considered. There are vintage feeder leagues this weekend, yeah. Oh yeah, I said no stream on Saturday, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'll get a stream in on Saturday. It'll just be like around the RCQ. Is this the Linkin Park stream? This is it! You came to the right place! Everyone here loves Linkin Park. That's all we talk about. What about Anger? Maybe Anger is better than this. We only saw Athari and Boros gold cards. So, Athari's really good. What's your point? And then if you're like cutting the gold cards like Athari and taking good white cards and taking the Boros fixing, maybe you see more. We also have a Johnny. Also, I think you're wrong. I think a Johnny is a good fucking gold card in Boros. Johnny by itself is a like really strong reason to be in Boros and not mono red. What's the most disgusting turn 1 this deck is capable of? That's a great question. This deck, turn 1, can take a fart right on your fresh sandwich. You unwrap the sandwich, you're just like really excited to take it. It's got all of your favorite toppings on it. You're just like really excited to take a bite of the sandwich. And this deck just takes like a wet, juicy fart. Like you hear the dribble, you know? It's like really gross stuff. Molesville. Keepsville. Gotta moisten the bread, exactly. None of that toasting nonsense. I'll take my sandwiches wet, like they do it in Chicago. Did I enjoy living in Chicago? There are parts of it that I liked and parts of it that I didn't like. I had a lot of friends that were in Chicago, and there's like a lot of really good food in that area. I liked the public transit system, although even the public transit system was still a little annoying, living way out in the suburbs, which I did for a little bit. A lot of nice options for live music. I still go to Chicago a lot for live music, even though Madison's also great for live music. Part of the reason that Madison's great for live music is Chicago's right there. So a lot of times artists are like, just like stop by in Madison too, why not? The things that I didn't like about Chicago were mostly the amount of time it takes just to fucking go anywhere is the worst. Like, you have to plan your whole day around fucking going to the other end of town and visiting a friend. Madison isn't like that at all. Like, one side of Madison to the other side is 30 minutes. Like, you can, and the most you'll ever pay on an Uber is $20, right? Going from one side to the other. Well, I think we lose, huh? Just get Fury 2 games in a row. This time they have Fury and Caracas. Tater Chimp with the $5 donation thanks to the stream needs more Saharan blues. Sweet, let's check them out. Yeah, this track rules. Madison is very walkable, yeah, very walkable. One of the most bikeable cities in the States too. I think it got like awarded for that. Daggerhawk, if your message gets blocked, it gets blocked by the auto mod. It's not getting blocked by an individual moderator. No, people aren't like looking at every comment coming through and deciding what goes through. You got fucking stuffed by AI. The AI moderator just fucking dunked on you. And now you're asking why? Why did this happen? Why did the bots not allow me to post my message? I just wanted to share my grandmother's cookie recipe. You don't think Madison's a city that people in Europe have often heard of? Yeah, probably not. It's a smaller city for sure. But it is the capital of my fine state of Wisconsin. Sounds like a nice place. Madison? Very nice place. That's gotta be bad for me. They're bouncing into. There's no way that that's good for me. You literally stopped playing Cube because you got tired of this exact game with all your aggro legends getting bricked by Caracas, right? Whereas the people that like enjoy Caracas are the ones that are still like active and voting in online polls that it belongs in and stuff. Yeah, I think we can just safely exit out here. Or Inti or anything. Some kind of mirror, eh? Firebolt is a real clean answer to the Claw, but I'm still going to lead on Plunder. You have family in Suck City. Suck. The main problem with Caracas is the vibes, yeah. Yeah, much less of an issue in pod play, in my opinion. What the fuck? Are you responding to my response of you saying that you have family in Suck City? Suck. Yeah, I was referencing the track soccer practice. It's not deeper than you would think. Yes, speedruns. Yeah, Caracas goes into every deck. There is no deck that would not play a Caracas, because you just get some like random free wins. Your opponent like powers out a Minsc and Boo, and you're like, oh, I have an answer to that. And it's this land right here. It cost me no cards. It was free to include because it's a land drop. I think my hatred, or hatred's the wrong word. I think my opinion of Caracas changed dramatically. I was like getting frustrated playing against it over and over. I think my opinion of it didn't like formalize until I saw someone asking what the pack 1 pick was in a random pack that had Academy. And LSV was like, oh, it's Caracas, of course. And I was like, well, if you're pack 1 picking Caracas over Academy, something's probably wrong. The vibes are off, you know? Like, the vibes are just off. They're irreparable. irreparable. You gotta do something. I win! You're in Death and Taxes standing, you love that deck? Yeah, but I mean, it's not like Mangara's in this fucking cube or whatever. And it's not like the mono white Death and Taxes deck even gets the Caracas, right? It's like whoever opens the Caracas, it wants it, and they got the Caracas. Because again, it goes into every deck. It should insult you as a mono white drafter. Ooh. I hear the sound of tacos on the wind. I have excellent hearing. You think they should print fewer legends? I agree with that too. Anything, any solution to the problem, that would be fine as well with that as well. There was a limited format recently that like had bad fixing, and there was still a bunch of like four different color legends in it, and I was like, this is atrocious. And then fucking Mark Rosewater puts out an article where he's like, there's no downside to printing these like obnoxious wall of text legends that takes you like 60 years to read that may or may not destabilize older formats. I was like, what are you talking about? No downside. What are you I can list like 6 downsides. Complexity creep. People in their limited formats have to fucking open them and look at this shit and pass it around the table. Unless it's worth money, and then now they're rare drafting instead of drafting a cool card for their deck. People are like actively disappointed to draft your fucking garbage commander rares. No downside. It's free. It's free real estate. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mark. Ooh, hey, are these tacos? Burritos. Not that, no. She just brought me, what is that? Frank's Red Hot. Have you ever seen me eat Frank's? I just got a middle finger. Thank you for the burritos. I love you. She likes Frank's. A little vinegary for me, personally. Plus, I've got leftover fire sauce from the last night that I had tacos. So I'm even good. I had it coming. Shitting on her sauce. Very kindly bringing me burritos. What was I thinking? You think Frank's is goated? I don't like the vinegary sauces. I'm not high on them. I think sacking land here to Mind Collapse is fine. If I even have the opportunity. You like rooster sauce? Rooster sauce is fine. It's a pleasant tasting sauce. I don't think it goes on everything, and I don't think it has enough heat for my average day-to-day sauce usage. I'm a big fan of the Heatonist Los Calientes line of sauces, in particular the green sauce. Even their red sauce is like too vinegary for me. Look at us winning a flip occasionally. I think I can go ahead and smack in. Frank's is mid-minus. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Sriracha is more my jam, yeah. I'll put sriracha on everything. Especially rice. But I like a lot in stir fries. I'm getting sauce recommendations. Interesting. Yeah, if I ever see them, I'll try them out. Mary Sharps. My little sister stopped by to visit for a few days. And she brought me a hot sauce from a local mailer, from a local hot sauce maker, and she saw my like my countertop just like covered in hot sauces. You open my fridge door and there's just like rows of sauces. And she's like, "Oh well, I didn't need to bring you this." I'm like, "No, this is good." Like I clearly enjoy sauces, hot sauce. It's a good present. Here's an idea. Let's see if this Lelia can find me my second red source, huh? Hot sauce in the bedroom dresser. No, in the refrigerator. Maybe I misspoke. Yeah, I like a variety too, humanity. No, you're good, Svanda. God, this is fucked up. Yay. Yeah, that deck was kind of nuts, huh? Mana Crypt and Soul Ring and a non-color Mox. The deck we lost to was pretty nuts as well. That Fury into fourth stopping me cold.